So hey guys, आप सबको यही तो पता होगा that BITS, IITs are one of the best engineering schools all over India. But आपको ये ना पता हो कि in terms of flexibility, in terms of curriculum, and in terms of your salary right after your undergrad, which university is the best? क्या आपको मतलब BITS में पढ़ना चाहिए, IITs में पढ़ना चाहिए, या फिर straight away you should go to US for the best education? So that's what we're going to be answering in this video. So without any further ado, let's get started. तो इन दी एंड आपको मतलब 3 इडियट्स की तरह एक पेपर देते हैं कि ये रैंक 1 है, ये रैंक 10 के नहीं देते?
Hey Harnoor, thanks a lot for having me on your channel. As far as introduction is concerned, right now I'm doing electronics and communications at BITS Pilani in the Goa campus.
So before comparing between BITS and US universities, हम जल्दी से जान लेते हैं Harish journey to applying to Harvard and MIT and why he wasn't able to those elite universities in US and why he chose to study in BITS.
And yes, I did apply abroad. Like in my 9th and 10th grade, I used to be like until 8th grade, I was a very average kid. I did not score really well, but I don't know why. But in 9th and 10th, I started taking boards very seriously. And I even enrolled into coaching for 10th boards, apparently. And I used to study a lot in 9th and 10th grade. I sacrificed my social life and just focused on academics in my 9th and 10th. And I ended up scoring 96.6 in my ICSE board in 10th grade. But then I realized that, coaching and sitting in that confined space isn't really my jam. And I wanted to get out of that. So in my 11th and 12th grade, I did not go for a coaching. While most of my friends were joining Allen and Fiji, I went to a real college, not a dummy college. I went to a real college which had like good extracurriculars, good sports facilities, and good teachers. So yes, I did not specifically study for JEE Mains or Advanced. So like in the college itself, they just mostly focused on boards instead of any of the entrance exams. But at the same time, I knew that in India, entrance exams ke bina kuch hone nahi wala hai. So I took up the online courses. Like Alan has this online course, I guess. So I took up that online course and I was simultaneously preparing for both boards and JEE Mains and BITSAT. Then I think at the end of my 11th grade, one of my friends, he came to our class and he gave a speech about how he got into Princeton on a full scholarship. And I think his annual expenditure at Princeton was just around 2.5 lakhs per year. So that's what he was spending for the entire year at Princeton, which is one of the most expensive colleges out there, right? And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And international students studying in the US on almost a full waiver, that's crazy. And then at the same time, I met another person from my city. I live in Nasik. And that person got into Harvard, and even he was having a crazy waiver, almost 100% scholarship, and even he was an international student. So I was like, hey, getting into Ivy Leagues seems easy. So why not give it a shot? And at that point, मैं सिर्फ मतलब I just gave up on JEE Mains. I was like, okay, I have few months left. Let's prepare for ACT, SAT. I gave SAT subject test and even TOEFL for some reason. But these scores were low, right? Compared to the colleges I was applying. I was applying to all the Ivy Leagues and including plus MIT and Duke. So these scores were lesser than the median score over there. But I thought I would be able to balance it out by focusing on my extracurriculars. So in a way, I started, participating in a lot of competitions just for the sake of, filling up the common app and putting in those extracurriculars in there.
And that also in 12th grade. मतलब हर चीज आप 12th में ही कर रहे थे?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of things in 12th. कुछ ज़्यादा ही था plate में. So I was preparing for JEE Mains. I was doing these extracurriculars. And even my teachers were like, what exactly are you doing? You're too confused in life. So yeah, as far as competitions are concerned, I worked on an incubator. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a box which maintains the right temperature and humidity. I hatched like 4 eggs and stuff. This happened in 7th grade, but I, remodified the project and, presented it at a lot of places. That's where TechFest came in, right? It was something that happened at IIT Bombay. I was selected among the top 20 finalists and I went there and presented my project. Then after all, when I applied, the results came in and I got rejected from every single one of those Ivy League colleges that I applied to. And the only option left with me was to study for BITSAT. And study for JEE Advanced. JEE Advanced, obviously, I did not expect myself to go into any IIT, so BITSAT was the only choice, and I had like 2 months left. So yeah, that's
Oh
my
my
foreign.
god. Now, a very important question. Does Harish regret not going to some of the best US universities, or he is happy at BITS? So that was a phenomenal BITS journey. Now let's talk about, do you regret कि आप US नहीं जा पाए? Because I think कि US में ज़्यादा flexibility है, because US में, like, if you just consider computer science, you can break it down to further fields like cyber security, databases, data security, data science, tons of opportunities just with one major. आप इतने ज़्यादा break down कर सकते हो, and you can choose whatever you want to. And in the end, आपको programming की भी ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती, because इतनी ज़्यादा options है. Without also doing programming, you can become an engineer through computer science degree. So do you regret, or are you happy at BITS now?
I have zero regrets about not getting into Harvard or MIT. Like BITS is amazing. I have an amazing set of friends. I have like even the college itself. It's very welcoming. Goa is pretty chill, and to be honest, like I live. I mean, the flight to Bombay is like 45 minutes, so I can easily visit my parents anytime I want. And plus, BITS has few cool policies, right? To be during the initial days of BITS, it was mentored by MIT. So BITS follows MIT's curriculum in a way. And policies like 0% attendance, it's one of the very few colleges in India where you don't have to, it's not compulsory to attend classes. So if you think you can pull off like getting good grades in the subject by studying on your own, then you can skip classes conveniently. And I do that a lot, right? If I'm working on a project or something, then I just skip classes and like no one's going to complain about it. And then the 0% reservation. This is a huge issue in IITs. Like a lot of people complain that मुझे seat नहीं मिला क्योंकि reservation था. General के लिए seats बहुत कम है. BITS has 0% reservation policy. It's only merit based. And also we choose our own timetable. I think this is it's similar to what's there in the US, right?
Completely similar. मतलब attendance नहीं होती, flexibility होती. You pretty
Yeah.
much have all kind of features that are in US universities, right?
And plus we have a lot of electives too. So if I want to learn German or if I want to learn Carnatic music, stuff like that, then you can obviously go for that. There are courses on public speaking. I took up a course in my second year called NVC, which stands for New Venture Creation. Over there, we had to start a business, and that was the course. There were no written exams. You were graded based on your elevator pitch and how far you take the business. So what were your sales number? How did you do marketing and stuff like that? And also, like each lecture was taken by an entrepreneur. So there was no single teacher. We have these innovative courses over there. So I'm pretty happy with my life. I'm pretty happy with these kind of courses. So yeah, I have no regrets of not getting into other colleges.
And now let's learn more about fees at US universities versus BITS and IITs. तो IITs में fees होती है around 12 lakh for entire 4 years of your undergrad. BITS में होती है 18 to 20 lakhs. And US universities में depend करता है. अगर आपकी 100% scholarship merit based या need based या need aware या need blind scholarship मिल जाती है आपको, तो आपकी फीस 2 करोड़ रुपए से सीधा गिर सकती है, लाइक 0 और मे बी 20 लाख 50 लाख. तो ये तो एक्सेप्शन हो गई. नाउ एवरेज अगर यूनिवर्सिटी में जाते हो, जब आपको स्कॉलरशिप नहीं मिलती, आपकी फीस आराम से 1 करोड़ से 2 करोड़ रुपए हो सकती है फॉर योर 4 years ऑफ योर अंडरग्रेड. सो दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. मैंने सुना है कि इंडियन यूनिवर्सिटी में अभी भी बहुत कंपटीशन हो रहा है, रैंकिंग्स हो रही हैं, बिकॉज इन हार्वर्ड, एमआईटी एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द यूएस यूनिवर्सिटीज you are not competing against each other. You're actually working together as a team to make our team better as compared to like compare करना. तेरा rank 1 है, you're topper, I am like an average. ऐसे कोई compare नहीं करता. Meet IIT topper, meet AIMS topper. तो ऐसा होता है वहाँ पे कि नहीं होता? Like are you still ranked in bits or not?
Okay, so the grading system in BITS works. It's called relative grading. So what they do is they find the average and then average of a particular test, and based on the average, they'll grade you. So that's how the grading works. So obviously, because it's average-based grading, there will be a lot of competition. But we do have few team exercises. Like I had a course called TRW, Technical Report Writing, where we had to do a survey within the campus and then present it. So that was a team activity. I took up 2 courses, extra courses. One is called Caste and Gender. It's about the study of caste in India. And then the other one is called Development Economics, which is about how the world after World War, how development happened. And both of them had team activities. Of course, it's not a big percentage of the entire grade, but it's very few. So I would say it's like 80% competition and 20% teamwork, unlike US colleges.
तो इन दी एंड आपको मतलब 3 इडियट्स की तरह एक पेपर देते हैं कि ये रैंक 1 है, ये रैंक 10 के नहीं देते?
In a way, yes, but also I mean there are a lot of clubs and departments, right? So, for example, I'm in a club called Department of Sponsorship and Marketing, where we get sponsors for our fests, and over there we work as a team. So, leave academics, but there are a lot of clubs and departments where students, gather and do amazing stuff. So over there, that's when you start, working in teams and dealing with people. So teamwork plays an important role outside of academics, but in academics, yes, there's stiff competition.
Now finally let's talk about salary कि बिट्स में ज़्यादा सैलरी पैकेज होता है आईआईटी में ज़्यादा होता है या यूएस यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में होता है सबसे पहले बात करते हैं आईआईटीज़ और बिट्स मतलब ओवरऑल इन सब यूनिवर्सिटीज़ का कॉमन पैकेज सेम ही होता है ऑल ओवर ब्रांचेस अगर आप मतलब सिविल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स सारी ब्रांचेस को समराइज कर लो तो आपका पैकेज आराम से 12 to 15 लाख पर एनम होता है बट अगर आप कंप्यूटर साइंस ब्रांच की बात करो तो बिट्स का पैकेज एवरेज है 22 to 25 और आईआईटीज़ का उसके आसपास ही है क्योंकि आपको एक आईआईटी एग्जैक्ट नंबर ही बता सकते हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल आईआईटी बॉम्बे में एक बच्चे का 66 लाख पैकेज भी लग सकता है इन इंडिया एंड यूएस में आपको पता है 150K और 200K तक भी लग सकता है बट द पॉइंट इज आप कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते पैकेज का बिकॉज द एक्सपीरियंस इज व्हाट मेक्स दीज यूनिवर्सिटीज डिफरेंट अब बात करते हैं यूएस का तो यूएस और बिट्स और आईआईटीज़ आई विल से दैट कि अगर आप इन तीनों में से कहीं से भी ग्रेजुएट होते हो और आपको यूएस में जॉब मिलती है तो आपका पैकेज प्रीटी मच सेम है इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द लोकेशन अगर आप सिलिकॉन वैली जाते हो आपको पैकेज सेम ही मिलेगा बट इंडिया में क्या होता है वीज़ा इश्यूज आ जाते हैं क्योंकि अगर आपको पैकेज मिल जाता है अगर आपका वीज़ा नहीं मिलता H1B वीज़ा नहीं मिलता जाने के लिए देन यू कैन गो सो दैट्स वाई यूएस हैज़ एन एडवांटेज एंड नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कि अगर आपको आईआईटी में सिविल इंजीनियरिंग या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मिल रही है ऑन द अदर हैंड बिट्स में कंप्यूटर साइंस मिल रही है तो आपको क्या चूज़ करना चाहिए एंड द आंसर वुड बी यू शुड चूज़ योर पैशन बिकॉज अगर आप कंप्यूटर साइंस आपका पैशन है अगर आप वो अच्छे से परस्यू करते हो चाहे वो यूनिवर्सिटी की रैंकिंग इतनी अच्छी ना भी हो देन यू कैन मेक अ मोर इम्पैक्ट एंड आपका पैकेज या फिर आपकी जो एबिलिटी कंप्यूटर साइंस परस्यू करने की आपकी जो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग स्किल्स कंप्यूटर साइंस पढ़ के ज़्यादा हो सकती है बिकॉज अगर आप देखोगे जितने भी मेजर्स हैं ना सिविल मैकेनिकल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ये सारे एट द एंड ऑफ द कोडिंग की तरफ ही भाग रहे हैं सो दैट्स वाई अगर आप कंप्यूटर साइंस कॉलेज में पहले से ही परस्यू कर लोगे रादर देन चूजिंग मेजर ओवर यूनिवर्सिटी आपको एज मिलेगी बिकॉज आपका जो पीयर ग्रुप है वो भी कंप्यूटर साइंस का होगा आपकी एबिलिटी स्ट्रांग होगी सो नाउ लेट्स लर्न कि आपने क्या मिस्टेक्स की थी इन योर एप्लीकेशन दैट यू गॉट डिनाइड फ्रॉम हार्वर्ड एंड एमआईटी सो दैट द फ्यूचर prospective students don't do the mistake. So आपको क्या लगता है आपने क्या mistakes की? I personally think the first mistake you did was you applied only to most selective universities. जैसे कि कई need aware schools और भी ऐसे need blind need aware schools other than like Princeton, Harvard ये जो आपने किया उनके अलावा जैसे आते हैं liberal art colleges which are all need aware तो वहाँ पे acceptance rate काफी ज़्यादा होता है वहाँ पे आपकी acceptance हो सकती थी और आपको क्या लगता है what could be the potential mistakes that you think you had done?
So as Harnoor said, these are very selective colleges, guys. There's a lot of hype about it. I mean, if you get into Harvard, you'll be there on the newspaper. But remember, if 1,000 people apply internationally, just one person is going to get in. It's highly selective. I know people with like full SAT scores and full SAT subject test scores who did not get into Ivy Leagues. And my score was not even close to that. So obviously, scores matter a lot. So if you have a lesser score, please do not apply to these colleges. I had a 1440. I shouldn't have applied. And yeah, have backups. Please have backups in both US and in India so that, worst case, if, in times like COVID, you can have backups in India as well. While even in the US, as I said, these are very selective colleges. So have a lot of backups below them. I'm pretty sure the average SAT score, the median one is out there in the public. You can just Google it up. So see which slab your score fits in and apply to those colleges so that you sure shot got it, so that you get into few colleges for sure. And, by luck, if you get into one of these Ivy League colleges, then well and good. But at least you'll get a college instead of having nothing, right? So it's have backups. That's my advice to you guys.
अगर आप बिट्स को बैकअप रखें so do you think is it possible to prepare in one and a half month? आपने प्रूव कर ही दिया so I think average student भी कर सकते हैं कि नहीं?
Okay, to be honest, it's not that in 1 month I prepared everything. As I said, I had taken up online courses, so it was a very steady process. I used to study like 1 hour per day through these online courses. So yes, if you study consistently for like this 2-year gap, then of course you can get into bits. It's not a big deal. Even if you get like 260 out of 450 in BitSat, you'll at least get an MSc dual degree and then at least get into bits. So yes, it's entirely possible, and it's a good backup option if you don't get into a US university.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Harish, for sharing your valuable information. It was a pleasure having you here. I hope this video adds value for the prospective students who can also put potentially bits as a number one backup.
Thanks a lot, Harnoor. Glad being here.